From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome to Good Morning Northwest at 6. Right now you're taking a live look at Toppenish. This view coming courtesy of the Legends Casino and Hotel. And you can see we do have snow this morning in both the Kittitas and the Yakima valleys. I'm thinking it's probably a trace to an inch accumulation so far in the Yakima Valley, maybe a little bit more in the Kittitas Valley, but this is all pretty light snow. And you can see the area of snow is starting to shrink a little bit as snow levels are starting to rise up. So we are expecting a transition back to rain for the valleys by 7 this morning, but we'll see how it pans out. Sometimes it can be tricky business forecasting for snow in the valleys, but also you're tracking a lot of pink on the map, which indicates either freezing rain or a mix or ice accumulations. We'll have more to say about that in just a second. But right now, this is very critical. Temperatures, at least for the valley floor, technically above freezing. So that's really going to curb how much snow we can actually see accumulate for this morning. The rest of us in the 30s, so all of us need to bundle up. Okay, here's the bottom line for the forecast. Early morning valley snow possible for this morning, and then an icing event possible in the Blue Foothills between 2,000 and 3,000 feet, especially in Morrow County. So I'll show you where there are winter weather advisories posted. That's going to be coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, the man accused of gunning down another man in the alley of the Uptown Shopping Center in Richland enters a plea deal. Plus, several counties in Oregon are being urged to apply for assistance after President Biden makes a major disaster declaration due to destructive wildfires. What you need to know. And the city of New Orleans is struggling to get back to normal after a devastating terror attack on Bourbon Street. How people are paying tribute.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Riley Fitzgerald. The man accused of shooting another man at the Uptown Shopping Center back in November is pleading guilty. 28-year-old Isaiah Rodriguez pleaded guilty to murder for the killing of 36-year-old Michael Perkins. Perkins was shot to death on November 16, 2024, while with a group of people in the alley of the Uptown Shopping Center in Richland. According to court documents, it's believed Perkins was defending another person from Rodriguez. Witnesses at the scene say Rodriguez had a gun and shot Perkins before he ran away. He was later found in Portland and returned to Benton County. The state is recommending a prison sentence of more than 20 years. A sentencing date has not yet been set. Officials say an inmate at the Grant County Jail died only 4 days after he was arrested. 31-year-old Richard Lambert of Moses Lake was found unresponsive by corrections deputies after he didn't show up for breakfast Tuesday morning. The Grant County Sheriff's Office says Lambert was booked on suspicion of criminal trespassing and obstructing law enforcement in connection to a Moses Lake Police Department investigation. The Benton County Sheriff's Office will be taking over and investigating Grant County's policies. The Grant County Coroner's Office says the autopsy is completed and they're waiting for toxicology results. No cause of death has been released. The Walla Walla Drug Gang Task Force arrests a wanted fugitive and seizes illegal drugs near 12th Avenue in College Place. Authorities say 39-year-old Demuse Montez of Hermiston was wanted on multiple arrest warrants out of Oregon. Authorities say Montez took off running from them, then tried to get into his girlfriend's car before he was taken down. Authorities say a canine detected drugs in the vehicle and it was seized. Fire officials say an RV that caught fire early Thursday morning was due to a space heater. The call came in just after 9 a.m. about a fire on a residential property of the Lamb Weston Patterson plant off SR 221. Because this was private property, Apple Valley News Now was only able to film the area. According to Benton County Fire District 6's fire chief, the space heater was knocked over by a dog, which ignited the blaze.
When we got there, we found that it was just the motorhome and the mobile home was not involved. We had a accidental start by a pet in the motorhome, and that's where it was contained.
According to Chief Watt, no one was hurt and the house wasn't damaged. The Kennewick Police Department says 2 people have been arrested after reports of a drive-by shooting near the Kamayakan Apartments Wednesday night. It happened just before 10 p.m. Officers say when they got to the scene, witnesses told them a person in a vehicle had shot at a building in the complex several times. No one was hurt. Authorities arrested Brian Lopez on suspicion of drive-by shooting and felon in possession of a firearm. Mabelina Flores was arrested on suspicion of drive-by shooting and driving with a suspended license. President Biden is issuing a major disaster declaration for counties across Oregon impacted by wildfires this past summer. Umatilla County will now receive federal help for wildfires last year between July 10th and August 23rd. The declaration triggers the release of federal funds from FEMA. The wildfires were part of a record-setting season in Oregon that burned nearly 2 million acres statewide, about 3 times the amount in an average year. Kittitas County is accepting proposals to increase affordable housing across the county. Officials estimate that there will be $250,000 available to increase the available inventory of affordable housing. Proposals can be around acquisition, rehabilitation, or construction of affordable housing. The application, including attachments, are due by January 24th at 5 p.m. Submitted applications will be reviewed by the Kittitas County Homelessness and Affordable Housing Committee, and they will then be making funding recommendations to the Kittitas County Board of Commissioners. Jared Sessler, who ran against incumbent Dan Newhouse in the last election, says he will be in D.C. the week of January 6th. He also announced he is running for office again. As for the D.C. trip, Sessler says this is to commemorate the January 6th riots, where he disagrees with how it was handled and the arrests that were made. He tells us that he will attend other meetings, included tasks related to the Rescue Washington Project, DOGE, and fundraising for his 2026 congressional campaign. Sessler says despite the loss to Newhouse, he is continuing his efforts to give Central Washington another conservative choice.
No hesitation. If you look at the results of the 2024 election, Jared Sessler should be the congressman for Central Washington. I won the primary decisively, and Dan Newhouse was able to get through as a result of the jungle primary system.
Sessler is planning more local events later this month and into February. Trios Health in Kennewick rang in 2025 with the year's first bundle of joy. Weighing 6 pounds, 13 ounces, measuring 20.5 inches, baby Killian was born to Kaylin and Richard on Wednesday, January 1st at 1:15 p.m. The parents say they'd like to thank everyone at Trios Health, including their nurses and doctor. The baby is said to be doing great. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, how the people of New Orleans and beyond are working to move forward after the devastating terror attack on Bourbon Street. And Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your first alert forecast. Good Morning Northwest will be back in just a moment.
You know you can't live without it. See Hinder, pound the Legends Casino Hotel Events Center, live Saturday, January 11th at 8 p.m. Hinder, set the post-grunge standard with its stark lyrics and mesmerizing sound. Tickets start at just $20 and can be purchased at Ticketmaster.com or the Legends Gift Shop. Don't miss Hinder's Lips of an Angel and more. Live at Legends Casino Hotel, Saturday, January 11th. Get your tickets now.
After a long day, there's nothing like coming home to what matters most.
I think your mom was home.
With 3 generations under one roof, our home is a place where traditions are passed down. It's the simple moments that hold us together, reminding us that the best parts of life are shared, where every moment becomes a memory. With the help of Hapo Mortgage, we're home.
Save now with Cascade Farm and Outdoors' latest mailer. Watch for it in your mailbox or pick up a copy in store. All Romeos are now $15 off. Save $40 on Danner Radical hiking boots. And get $5 off Purina Pro Plan dog food. Plus, Cascade is proud to recognize all active military and veterans with a discount every day. This New Year, save more at Cascade Farm and Outdoor. Northwest, homegrown, honest values.
Find your next way to escape. Go where the adventure awaits you in the heart of Washington State. Kittitas County is a land of 1,000 journeys. No matter what your heart desires, you can find it waiting for you in the outdoors of Central Washington. See all that you can see, and more will be just around the corner. Whether you're in Central Washington for one of our area's many local events, an historical expedition, a shopping spree, to enjoy a weekend of wine tasting, or just for a night's rest on your way to another destination, there are great Central Washington stays standing by to welcome you. And if a great brew is one of those things that's calling, Kittitas County is the place to be. Award-winning breweries with local flavors for every palate and a story behind every pour. Adventure awaits you all year long. To begin your experience, visit centralwashingtonoutdoor.com. Adventures, activities, dining, lodging, and more. It's all just around the corner in Central Washington.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Wanted to touch on some of these past conditions for this morning. US 12 at White Pass in Yakima County. It is snowy. Traction tires are required. This is the next one I'm about to show you is the biggest update we've had. This is I-82 at Manastash Ridge in between Yakima and Ellensburg. There are spots of ice, and yes, chains are required for all vehicles or all-wheel drive. So something to keep in mind for I-82 in between Yakima and Ellensburg. Now I'll slide on down to US 395 at the Battle Mountain Summit in Umatilla County. Spots of ice, you do have to carry chains. And then for Oregon 204 at Tollgate, there's packed snow. Yes, chains are required if you're towing between milepost 10 and milepost 30. Having a little bit of a graphic snafu here, but I just wanted to talk about the day planner real quick. As for lower elevations, we are expecting a transition back to just a cold rain by like 7 a.m. for this morning. So just ran over to the Weather Center to get all this squared away. All right, here we go. Yes, a cold rain throughout the day. For lower elevations, temperatures are going to be stuck in the 30s and 40s. So for today, with rising snow levels, that'll likely put an end to valley snow a little bit later this morning, but we'll continue to keep it pretty wet, and it's going to be seasonal, a little bit breezy up in the mountains. Also for the lower Columbia Basin, those winds gusting upwards of 20 miles per hour. Then for tonight, overall drying out, overnight lows falling into the 20s and 30s, so a lot of us are going to have to protect the outdoor pests, plants, and the plumbing. Then we'll see another round of wet weather into Saturday. That one not nearly as impressive, but I'll tell you more about that one coming up in a few minutes.
As the investigation into a deadly New Year's morning truck attack in New Orleans continues, people in New Orleans are trying their best to get back to normal. Ivan Rodriguez reports on how people are trying to navigate through their loss and move forward for what comes next.
In a show of resilience, a second-line band plays near the site where an unthinkable tragedy took place not long ago.
We laid 14 yellow roses down for our 14 victims.
14 roses to memorialize lives that were tragically cut short. Before sunrise, sanitation crews in New Orleans had a grim task, turning a horrific crime scene back into a public street.
We were able to remove our victims, identify them, and notify their families. Real reverence. They mattered.
Canal and Bourbon streets open for business once again. The city ramped up for Thursday's Sugar Bowl and evening celebrations.
I feel pretty comfortable.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be the safest city in America right now.
You got to live your life. You can't live your life in fear.
Initial reports from the FBI indicated that 42-year-old suspect Shamsuddin Jabbar of Texas had been inspired by ISIS and may not have acted alone. On Thursday, authorities pivoted.
We do not assess at this point that anyone else involved in this attack is involved in this attack except for Shamsuddin Jabbar.
CNN obtained new doorbell video that appears to show the suspect before the attack unloading his rented truck outside the Airbnb he was using. Meanwhile, in Texas, law enforcement agents searched a Houston home this morning in connection with the case. I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Authorities say there is no definitive connection between the New Orleans attack and a Tesla Cybertruck explosion outside a Trump hotel in Las Vegas Wednesday. Both took place just hours into the new year, and both suspects had a background in the U.S. military. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, the full weather forecast.
It's that time again.
It's our annual year-end inventory closeout sale at Mattress Depot USA.
This is your best opportunity of the year to save hundreds on brand name mattress sets.
All remaining models from last year's inventory are on sale.
Here's your chance to get a comfortable, great night's sleep at up to 60% off.
Don't hesitate, or else you'll have to wait another year to take advantage of these incredible savings.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Save now with 3 big weeks of savings in Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Watch for it in your mailbox. Members-only pricing has Dello 15W40 diesel oil for $12.99. Get $2 off Audubon Park's 20-pound Songbird food. Old Trapper beef jerky is $11.99. Winter stock reduction pricing means up to 50% off all clearance athletic shoes and select clearance Dickies and Key Work shirts. Not a member? Get your $5 lifetime membership today. Save more with New Year's savings only at Bi-Mart.
Alice's birthday is coming up. We're in this comfy room in Triple Play Hotel so we can make plans without her hearing.
So we need a huge cake, a giant salad, and a good-sized mariachi band. Hold on a second. Does it seem a little dark in here for 2 p.m.?
Sorry, guys. Where I'm from, they didn't do birthdays. It's very exciting.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including bowling, a ropes course, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
At More Furniture, we're starting the new year with freedom of choice. Choose from the widest variety of styles and colors for every room in your home. With cozy sofas, elegant dining sets, and stylish bedrooms, we've got everything you need to create your dream home. Plus, during this holiday weekend, you'll get our very best offer. Pay no interest until 2026. Get free white glove delivery, and we'll pay your sales tax. Hurry into More Furniture this New Year's weekend for the best selection.
Tonight on 2020, a college student mysteriously vanishes on winter break.
Did he run away? Was he injured? Had he been abducted?
Now, follow the clues across social media and text messages. 2020, tonight on ABC.
Next live, Glenn Powell.
This young lady right over here is
dying.
freaking out.
Plus, Shaquille O'Neal. And Kelly and Mark try tasty buns.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Seattle faces off against Edmonton at Climate Pledge, Saturday on MeTV. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It's a big forecast. Let's go ahead and get right into it. For today, rain will be likely all throughout the day for a good chunk of the area, although the valley should dry out a bit sooner than the rest. It'll be mostly a cold rain in the valleys after 7 this morning, and rising snow levels will turn snow to freezing rain for I-90 around lunchtime. And then for tonight, it'll be mostly dry this evening with just a few leftover showers. Snow levels will start to drop again, so light snow could return to I-84 and I-90 during the late evening to overnight hours. And then for Saturday, it'll start off mostly dry, but chances for wet weather will start to pick up into the afternoon. Rising snow levels will mean a transition to freezing rain for I-90 around lunchtime and a transition to cold rain for I-84 around the same time frame. Then for tomorrow night, although the Kittitas and Upper Yakima valleys will stay mostly dry, the rest of the region will see much better chances for wet weather. And once again, there will be chances for freezing rain at Snoqualmie Pass, but just a cold rain for Cabbage Hill. Lower elevation should be much drier after midnight, but the wet weather could stick around a bit longer in the foothills and mountains. So here are some of the snowfall totals we're thinking over the next 48 hours. Maybe another additional inch for the valleys. Could be a little bit more in the Kittitas Valley, but 2 to 6 inches for Cascade Passes, anywhere between 1 to 4 inches for Cabbage Hill and the Battle Mountain Summit, 4 to 6 inches for Tollgate. And some models are indicating big-time ice accumulations for Heppner, which could mean dangerous travel for Oregon 206 and Oregon 19. Definitely something we're going to be tracking very closely. Here's some of the water totals over the next 48 hours. a tenth to a quarter for the Kittitas Valley, a quarter to a half for the Yakima Valley and Basin, a half to 3/4 for the Blue Foothills, and an inch to an inch and a half of water up in the mountains. In terms of snowfall for this Sunday, Monday storm system, not much doing at all as the cold air and the moisture are mostly going to be out of sync. You can see not much moisture to even begin with this storm system. Overall, we'll trend drier in the next week. Also, we'll trend a little bit colder. Slightly warmer for this weekend, but that's going to be an aberration as we do get more seasonal for next week. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Small rain chances left over Sunday and Monday, drier and colder again by Tuesday. In Yakima, maybe a light shower or two for Sunday and Monday, but a calmer pattern takes over next week. In Ellensburg, a sprinkle or two is possible for Sunday and Monday, but we're looking mostly dry for next week. In Hermiston, small rain chances possible for Sunday and Monday, but drying out and cooling off by Tuesday. Then in Walla Walla, a 50-50 shot of rain for Sunday, then a drier pattern overall for the second week of 2025.
Up next on Good Morning Northwest, a look at your entertainment headlines and video games set to be released in 2025.
Legends Casino Hotel knows you can't get too high or too low in January, otherwise known as high amounts of snow and low temps. We've got the perfect way to warm up your winter. Winterfest high-low drawings. Every Friday, we're giving away over $39,000 in guaranteed cash. Just fire up your Legends Rewards card when playing to earn entries. We'll pick 2 winners from 6 to 9 p.m. And if you guess the most high-low cards, you could stuff up to 10 grand in your parka, overcoat, or onesie. Whatever. Just get in here and win.
Come tour the brand new Prosser Memorial Health Hospital. We're hosting open houses on Saturday, January 11th and 18th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Explore state-of-the-art operating rooms, private patient rooms, and our welcoming cafeteria. Don't forget to visit the Foundation gift shop. Tours will be available in English and Spanish. Join us at the new Prosser Memorial Health Hospital. See the future of healthcare right here in your community. For more information, visit prosserhealth.org. This is how we grow.
Save now with Cascade Farm and Outdoors' latest mailer. Watch for it in your mailbox or pick up a copy in store. All Romeos are now $15 off. Save $40 on Danner Radical hiking boots. And get $5 off Purina Pro Plan dog food. Plus, Cascade is proud to recognize all active military and veterans with a discount every day. This new year, save more at Cascade Farm and Outdoor. Northwest. Homegrown. Honest values.
Find your next way to escape. Go where the adventure awaits you, in the heart of Washington State. Kittitas County is a land of 1,000 journeys. No matter what your heart desires, you can find it waiting for you in the outdoors of Central Washington. See all that you can see, and more will be just around the corner. Whether you're in Central Washington for one of our area's many local events, an historical expedition, a shopping spree, to enjoy a weekend of wine tasting, or just for a night's rest on your way to another destination, there are great Central Washington stays standing by to welcome you. And if a great brew is one of those things that's calling, Kittitas County is the place to be. Award-winning breweries with local flavors for every palate and a story behind every pour. Adventure awaits you all year long. To begin your experience, visit centralwashingtonoutdoor.com. Adventures, activities, dining, lodging, and more. It's all just around the corner in Central Washington.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
Well, if you've got a big gamer in the family, or if you are one yourself, we've got just the story for you, the game preview of what you'll be seeing this year.
There's one based on The Hobbit and a new Assassin's Creed adventure. Rick Damigella has the rundown.
We are the shadows.
That served the light.
Valentine's Day marks the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Set in feudal Japan, the adventure will be playable on PC, Macs with Apple Silicon, Xbox, and PlayStation 5 consoles.
There are many tales of Middle-earth.
Weta Workshop, the company that contributed to the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit films, brings its magic to the video game realm with Tales of the Shire. The cozy game is set to release March 25th for PC, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, and Xbox.
I'm more concerned with the 6-foot cat man who's got claws that can cut through vibranium alloy.
Among other big games expected to release in 2025 are Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra, Nintendo's Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
This is one hell of a ship you got here. Courtesy of the UCA, I'm guessing.
And Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, starring a performance by The Walking Dead's Norman Reedus. Leveling up in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Interesting. I'm always excited for a new Assassin's Creed game. Those always look really fun, really exciting. I know my friends' family kind of like those games too.
I was at a lot of sleepovers in like 7th, 8th grade watching other kids play Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty and Modern Warfare.
Yeah. All right, your next half hour right after this.
It's our annual year-end inventory closeout sale at Mattress Depot USA.
This is your best opportunity of the year to save hundreds.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Save now with stock reduction savings with Bi-Mart's latest savings book, including Dello 15W40 diesel oil for just $12.99. New Year's store-wide savings are happening now with Bi-Mart's latest savings book.
When uncertainty falls upon your freedom, you need an unwavering champion. We're dedicated to not just tipping the scales in your favor, but also delivering an unwavering and relentless defense. With over 5 decades of experience, we'll fiercely defend your freedom and secure the most favorable outcome. Your best defense, Quantum Legal.
I'm Richard Karn, and I love my hose. It ain't those old hoses. This is my hose. The new Pocket Hose Copper Bullet, now infused with real copper, so your water is always clean and lead-free. Just turn on the water and watch your hose grow and grow. And when you turn off the water, away it goes. Our new inner tube uses 3 layers of high-strength latex on the inside. Then it's wrapped in a new polymer filament jacket, 3 times stronger than the other hoses. But my favorite part of our new hose build, the oversized, easy-to-grip fittings. Get the super light 25-foot Pocket Hose Copper Bullet today for only $29.99. But wait, call now and get our copper spray nozzle with our exclusive thumb drive free. This is an exclusive release of our newest Pocket Hose. Order now.
Call 1-800-960-2081. That's 1-800-960-2081. Or visit copperbullet.hose.com. Order now.
She was lured to your apartment.
Judy is back in the courtroom with all new cases and only on Apple Valley News Now.
And I'm just getting started.
Judy Justice.
In front of millions of people.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
Don't wait. Get Black Friday prices all month long now at Mattress Depot USA. Plus, get 0% financing for 5 years or pay just $39 down and get 100 days same as cash.
Mattress Depot USA.
A special place on the scenic Clark Fork River. Fly the Northwest, Tuesday at 6. This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, let's get straight into this 3-degree guarantee. I love the ring of that.
You said that with some, there was some cadence to how you said that. I appreciated that. Yeah, so yesterday, got it right again. So the forecast high I went with for Pasco, 40 degrees, verified right at 40 degrees. That means that the jackpot went up to $225. And so that means that the stakes for today are that I'm going with a forecast high 42 degrees in Pasco. If the actual high falls between 39 to 45. The jackpot's going to go up to $250. But if my forecast goes bust, that means that the jackpot could be yours. To find out how to win the jackpot, go to applevalleyNewsNow.com, click on the contest page, or you could scan the QR code that is currently on your screen. Now what's on your screen is snow in Toppenish. This view coming courtesy of the Legends Casino and Hotel. I'd say just eyeballing it, probably a trace to an inch right now in the Yakima Valley. In the Kittitas Valley, it's more like a couple inches, probably more for some of the higher terrain of the Kittitas Valley. But what we're watching right here, this is the rain-snow line, this purple line. At least that's what the radar thinks it is. You can see it's kind of retreating up towards the north right here, and this cold air is going to be scurrying out of here pretty quickly. The million-dollar question is, how quickly does the cold air get out of the valleys? The quicker it does, that's going to put a limitation on how much snow, how much additional snowfall accumulations we'll see for the valleys a little bit later this morning. This is also going to kind of put a cap on things, as temperatures, they're pretty close to freezing, but technically above freezing in the valley floors. All right, here's your umbrella cast for today for the Tri-Cities. Just a cold rain here in the Tri-Cities, but you'll definitely need the umbrella before lunchtime. After that, it's looking much drier. So for today, we'll be seasonal, we'll be wet. Also, I wanted to touch on that winter weather advisory that's in place for the Blue Foothills of Morrow County. Could have some big time ice accumulations there. And I will also show you what all this is doing to our ski resorts in the area. So all that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Yakima County has agreed to pay 30% more this year for inmate health care at the county jail for a total of $3.7 million. But Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell tells us some are raising concerns about the company behind the care.
WellPath, formerly known as Correct Care Solutions, is one of the largest healthcare providers for jails and prisons across the country, but it's also one of the most controversial. At least 6 people have died in the Yakima County Jail over the past 2 years. The county facing a $50 million claim by a family who says their loved one, Hien Hua, died from a heart attack while in the jail's custody after being beaten by corrections officers. Attorney Timothy Hall, whose law firm filed that claim, says healthcare for inmates is a big concern.
For somebody who's having mental health issues, I think that the risk for harm is much greater there, and it's a serious issue at the Yakima County Jail.
Its healthcare provider, WellPath, filing for bankruptcy and facing about 1,400 lawsuits from inmates and their families across the country, including some for wrongful death.
And that's a pretty significant number of lawsuits, and a lot of them with the same allegations, of substandard care. So certainly a big concern with the county paying as much money as they are out per year. What are you actually getting for that money?
According to the contract, WellPath staffs the Yakima County Jail with a health services administrator, nurse practitioner, nursing director, EMT, admin assistant, medical director, registered nurses, and licensed practical nurses, for a full-time equivalent of about 15 staff. The cost, over $3.7 million, up $840,000 from last year.
We saw a 30% increase in 1 year. You might say, well, that's a huge increase. Well, yeah, it's a huge increase.
Jails legally required to provide health care, most contracting with third parties.
Some counties have taken a look at doing it in-house, meaning that you actually are employing doctors and nurses that are county paid employees. Not many do that, but I've been looking closely at the counties that are to see, is there cost savings that are had by doing it in-house.
The county signed a contract with WellPath in 2022, allowing an annual renewal up to 9 years.
We went out and did an RFP, a request for proposals, which you have to do for contracts of this magnitude. And when we went through that process in 2022, it was an extensive process. We only had one applicant apply, which was WellPath.
County commissioners say when it comes to the care WellPath provides to the Yakima County Jail,
we find that they're a great partner in helping us to really keep these folks safe while they're in our care as much as we can. We have recently received a glowing assessment from the State Association for the work of our Department of Corrections because they have followed such a stringent path of reviewing protocols and proving out those protocols and having an accreditation.
When it comes to WellPath's bankruptcy,
as I understand, the particular line of business that WellPath offers to correction facilities like ours isn't being impacted in the bankruptcy, but that's all I'm probably able to say.
And when it comes to the lawsuits filed against WellPath,
I don't think there's any concerns, at least on my end, but I do think it's the harsh reality of the costs that are incurred in the jail setting because of these deaths, right? So someone's got to take on that liability. And so as a result, that liability is coming to the county in the cost of service. So part of that 30% increase that we saw is the liability that WellPath is being put on the line because of these deaths that are occurring.
County commissioners approved that contract renewal at a meeting earlier this week, and it'll be in effect for the next year. Reporting from the Yakima newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
70,000 seniors in Washington state, 4.5 million seniors nationwide will save hundreds or thousands of dollars each year thanks to the new annual cap on out-of-pocket prescription drug costs for folks on Medicare Part D. U.S. Senator Patty Murray and others held this press conference at a senior living home to highlight how, as of January 1st, 2025, seniors with a Medicare prescription drug plan will now have their out-of-pocket prescription drug costs capped at $2,000 each year. Murray says this is thanks to the Inflation Reduction Act Democrats passed through Congress in 2022.
And the first 10 negotiated drug prices will go into effect in 2026 and will save seniors and taxpayers billions of dollars.
Murray also says in Washington state, the seniors are expected to see these new savings, nearly $1,900 in 2025, and that number will steadily increase over time. The Yakima County Libraries is encouraging everyone to join in its annual Winter Reading Bingo Challenge. From now until the end of the month, every book you read and log using the free app Beanstack will get you one entry into a raffle. Prizes include $15 gift cards to Amazon, Target, Walmart, Inklings, Safeway, Roblox, Domino's, and McDonald's.
Reading is a healthy activity. It's fun for the whole family, and there are prizes on the line.
You can find more details about the challenge and how to sign up at yvl.org. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, if you're waking up with us, then don't forget to take a look outside. I'll tell you what you should be looking for, but then it all depends on if the weather is cooperating with us. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth brings us more on your forecast coming up next.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
Save now with Cascade Farm and Outdoors' latest mailer. Watch for it in your mailbox or pick up a copy in store. All Romeos are now $15 off. Save $40 on Danner Radical hiking boots. And get $5 off Purina Pro Plan dog food. Plus, Cascade is proud to recognize all active military and veterans with a discount every day. This new year, save more at Cascade Farm and Outdoor. Northwest. Homegrown. Honest values.
You love the internet. But do you love your internet? Do frozen screens make your heart melt? Do buffering wheels give you butterflies? Didn't think so. You should meet Ziply Fiber. It's faster, it's friendlier, it's fiber. Ziply is fiber optic internet. That means no lag and no buffering. Gotta love it. Ziply Fiber. Call 1-888-GO-ZIPLY or visit ziplyfiber.com/GoZiply. Plans as low as $10 a month.
Life's too short to put up with a bad bank. You have a life, places to go, people to see, and things to get done. You don't have time for banks or credit unions that don't care. You deserve better. At Yakima Federal Savings and Loan, we've served Central Washington and the Columbia Basin since 1905 with 10 branches, face-to-face service, and a 5-star app when you're on the go. So go have fun. Do what makes you happy. Life's too short to put up with anything less. Bank better with Yakima Federal.
We are strong, we are resilient, and we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid, but there is hope. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, stay in touch with your community, and know that you are not alone. Learn more at wearebroadcasters.com/hope, furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
It's Operation Best Friend every Wednesday morning as we feature lovable pets from area shelters, all wanting forever homes. Operation Best Friend from Apple Valley News Now, As You Wish Real Estate Services, and Cross Country Mortgage.
Next live, Glenn Powell.
This young lady right over here is freaking out.
Plus Shaquille O'Neal and Kelly and Mark try Tasty Bugs.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
You know something serious about to happen.
Ooh.
I have an idea.
You guys have eyes on your targets.
Shouldn't we strategize?
Come on, we're gonna improvise. Freestyle.
No.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It continues to snow in the Yakima Valley for this morning. I would say that probably these amounts are on the order of a trace to an inch. In the Kittitas Valley, at least for the valley floor, it's probably been a couple inches thus far. Snow levels are rising, but the million-dollar question is how fast do they rise? And that is going to end up dictating how quickly we see a transition back to rain in the valleys. Now on to the ski report. Brought to you by Schweitzer Village. By the way, we're going to start off at Schweitzer proper as the base depth is almost up to 70 inches now. 1 inch of new snow over the past 24 hours. We'll take it down to Ski Bluewood, where the base depth just a couple weeks ago was 15 inches. Now it's up to 42 inches. 1 inch of new snow over the past 24 hours. And then for White Pass, and by the way, these totals, the new snow over the past 24 hours, that is based off of the last update from these resorts. So this is probably not truly what we've actually seen over the last 24 hours, but what they've been reporting. 1 inch, and we're almost up to 70 inches. The base depth is almost up to 70 inches, just like what we're seeing. This pretty much mirrors what we're seeing for Schweitzer. Now on to the seasonal rainfall surpluses that we've been tracking since October 1st. Here are the surpluses we're expecting heading into the storm system for Friday and Saturday. Here are the surpluses we're expecting in the wake of this storm system. We're thinking across the board we'll see about 10 to 15% improvements on numbers that are already pretty encouraging. And I'll put some actual totals to these numbers coming up in a few minutes.
2025 kicks off with one of the strongest and quickest meteor showers of the year. NASA says the quadrantids will peak for about 6 hours Friday. The best time to spot the meteor shower will be during the pre-dawn hours, so right about now. An expert says sky gazers on the east coast of North America may see up to 25 meteors streaking across the skies. Here on the west coast, we could see double that amount due to a later sunrise. If skies remain clear over western Alaska, viewers could see more than 100 meteors per hour. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, Josh has your full weather forecast, and we've got the morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door. We'll be right back.
The secret of every great chef is their knives and how well they sharpen them. Imagine a knife taking this much abuse and didn't need sharpening. Imagine no more. Introducing the incredible NutriBlade knives from Granite Stone. Coated with Granite Stone non-stick and made of stainless steel. One of the hardest substances on earth for ultimate cutting-edge durability. Now everyone can chop, slice, and dice just like a pro.
Very comfortable, very sharp. I thought you had to be a professional chef to cut like this.
Yeah. This is really an incredible knife.
The Easy Grip rubberized handles deliver incredible control and accuracy. To chop salads in seconds, cut frozen solid meat with ease, and get razor-thin slices every time. The non-stick surface means food slides right off, and they're dishwasher safe. Plus, they'll stay razor sharp, guaranteed. Why pay hundreds? Today you'll get this complete set of 6 NutriBlades for only $29.95. You'll get the powerful Santoku knife to chop large fruit and dice onions, the slicer for razor-thin veggies and deli meat, The serrated bread knife for slicing fresh, warm bread with ease. The ultralight chef knife with reduced surface area for less friction. This versatile utility blade is great in the kitchen and around your home. And the precision paring knife for peeling and garnishing. $29.95 is an amazing value, but order right now and we'll even ship them to you for free. So get your own NutriBlade knives from Granite Stone, the last knives you'll ever buy.
To order, call 1-800-524-6914 or go online to buynutriblade.com. That's 1-800-524-6914 or go to buynutriblade.com. Order now.
To be out here in God's creation, to have the strength and energy at 77 years of age is pure joy, even when repairing fence from wind damage. I rely on Mile Health with the amazing science-backed formula for muscle support. As we age, mobility, balance, and strength are vital to help us keep doing the things we love to do, like me here on our ranch. Plus, to have lean, strong muscles can help prevent falls and will help in recovery from surgery and injuries. Don't let age and muscle loss rob you of your strength and vitality. Be strong with Mile Health.
Mile Health is supported by 25 human clinical studies. Call the number on your screen now and take advantage of our special buy one, get one free offer. We're confident you'll feel results or your money back. Call now.
Seattle faces off against Edmonton at Climate Pledge, Saturday on MeTV. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Northwest. Today, rain will be likely all throughout the day for a good chunk of the area, although the valley should dry out a bit sooner than the rest. It'll be mostly cold rain in the valleys after 7 a.m., although we might have to rethink that a little bit at this rate. Maybe it might be closer to 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and rising snow levels will turn snow to freezing rain for I-90 around lunchtime. Then for tonight, it'll be mostly dry this evening with just a few leftover showers. Snow levels will start to drop again, so light snow could return to I-84 and I-90 during the late evening to overnight hours. And then for Saturday will start off mostly dry, but chances for wet weather will start to pick up into the afternoon, and rising snow levels will mean a transition of freezing rain for I-90 around lunchtime and a transition to cold rain for I-84 around the same time frame. Then for Saturday night, although the Kittitas and Upper Yakima valleys will stay mostly dry, the rest of the region will see much better chances for wet weather. Once again, there will be chances for freezing rain at Snoqualmie Pass, but just a cold rain for Cabbage Hill. Lower elevation should be much drier after midnight, but the wet weather could stick around a bit longer for the foothills and mountains. So here's some of the additional snowfall totals we're expecting over the next 48 hours, a trace to an inch for the Kittitas and Yakima valleys. Keep in mind that is for the valley floors. So for higher terrain of the valleys, obviously these totals are going to be higher, 2 to 6 inches for Cascade Passes, anywhere between 1 inch to 4 inches for Cabbage Hill and the Battle Mountain Summit, 4 to 6 inches for Tollgate off of Oregon 204. Also, we're tracking that potential for anywhere between 1/4 to 1/2 inch of freezing rain and ice for Heppner, Oregon 206, Oregon 19. If that comes to fruition, we could see power outages and some very dangerous travel. Here's some of the water totals we're anticipating for the next 48 hours, 1 inch to 1.5 inches for the mountains. And then we have this follow-up storm system for Sunday and Monday. Not expecting that much snow at all for I-90 or I-84 as the cold air is really going to be out of sync with the moisture. And there's not going to be that much moisture to work with to begin with. Overall, we'll trend drier as we head into next week, and also we'll trend colder after a little aberration in temperatures. Some warmer temperatures for this weekend, but definitely feeling more seasonal into next week. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Small rain chances left over Sunday and Monday. Drier and colder again by Tuesday. In Yakima, maybe a light shower or two for Sunday and Monday, but a calmer pattern takes over next week. For Ellensburg, a sprinkler or two is possible for Sunday and Monday, but we're looking mostly dry for next week. For Hermiston, small rain chances possible Sunday and Monday, but drying out and cooling off by Tuesday. Then for Walla Walla, a 50-50 shot of rain for Sunday, then a drier pattern overall for the second week of 2025. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, New Orleans standing strong. The
New Orleans mayor leading the crowd at the Sugar Bowl, remembering the victims in the attack on Bourbon Street. And outside, the sounds of New Orleans coming alive again. Big band music greeting the tens of thousands of people pouring in, but law enforcement was also front and center.
How do you feel being out in public?
I feel safe. I mean, we walked around yesterday in the French Quarter and there were police and FBI all over the place.
And less than a mile away, the iconic Bourbon Street now back open for business, with officials adamant the city and its tourist sites are safe.
We want to make it clear, the Superdome and the surrounding area is safe.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have full live team coverage tracking the very latest on the investigation. With your GMA First Look, I'm Trevor Ault, ABC News, New Orleans.
Aveeno introduces new daily moisturizing cream. It's clinically proven to moisturize dry skin for 48 hours and instantly strengthens skin's barrier for softer, smoother skin. Aveeno, the power of oat for sensitive skin.
Gum problems could be the start of a domino effect. Parodontic's Active Gum Repair Breath Freshener. Clinically proven to help reverse the 4 signs of early gum disease. A toothpaste from Parodontics, the gum experts.
Ah, it's a good day to cough. Oh, no. Bye-bye, cough.
Later chest congestion. Hello, 12 hours of relief.
12 hours? Not coughing at the movies? Hashtag still not coughing? Ah! Mucinex DM 12 Hour doesn't just quiet coughs. It treats coughs caused by excess mucus at the source and controls them for 12 hours. It's comeback season. Stubborn chest congestion? Try Mucinex 12 Hour.
Now, the morning sprint.
The time right now is 6:51. In your national headlines this morning, the 119th Congress is set to convene with Republicans in control of the House and Senate for the first time since 2019. House Republicans have the narrowest majority in nearly a century, 220 GOP seats to Democrats' 215. But with Representative Matt Gaetz of Florida saying he would not return, it will be 219 to 215. The first official business for the day is the election of House Speaker, which is expected to begin after noon Eastern Time. Current House Speaker Mike Johnson might have to fight to retain his position. He'll need 218 votes to win the Speaker's election. That means Johnson can't lose more than one GOP vote if every lawmaker in the House shows up and votes. Ceremonial swearings-in for the Senate will begin at 1 p.m. A federal appeals court has killed net neutrality. It's the end of a fight that has spanned nearly 2 decades. Net neutrality is a term that forbids internet providers from giving preferential bandwidth to certain providers. Without it, broadband internet providers can purposefully slow down content they may view as competition, like video streaming. They can also charge companies a fee in exchange for more bandwidth. The FCC has been fighting to regulate broadband providers as utilities so it could protect net neutrality. Net neutrality has not been enforced since the first Trump administration. In your business headlines this morning, 2024 was a bad year for major U.S. retailers. More than 7,300 stores closed. That's an increase of 57% from the year before. It's also the highest annual number of stores closed since 2020, when the pandemic led to mass disruption of businesses across the country. Major retailers were hurt by the highest inflation in 40 years. They also faced competition from bigger and better positioned rivals, including Amazon, Walmart, and Costco. In your health headlines, illnesses on cruise ships have hit a 12-year high. New data from the CDC show there were outbreaks on 16 cruise ships in 2024, with the majority being norovirus or the stomach flu. More than 2,000 passengers and crew were impacted. The CDC says norovirus cases tend to be more commonly spread in crowded environments like cruise ships. In your sports headlines this morning, a moment of silence at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans happened Thursday before the national anthem at the Sugar Bowl. That game was postponed for a day after a driver intentionally rammed through a crowd on Bourbon Street early Wednesday morning. The attack killed at least 14 people. The moment of silence was to honor them as well as the dozens of others who were injured. The Sugar Bowl is the final game of the college football playoff quarterfinals. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish beat the Georgia Bulldogs to advance in this series. Here's the top 5 local things that you need to know this morning. Yakima County has agreed to pay 30% more this year for inmate health care at the county jail. But some are raising concerns about the company behind that care, such as WellPath, formerly known as Correct Care Solutions, filing for bankruptcy and facing about 1,400 lawsuits from inmates and their families across the country, including some for wrongful death. The man accused of shooting another man at the Uptown Shopping Center in Richland back in November is pleading guilty. 28-year-old Isaiah Rodriguez pleaded guilty to murder for the killing of 36-year-old Michael Perkins. According to court documents, it is believed Perkins was defending another person from Rodriguez. The Benton County Sheriff's Office is investigating after a man died while in custody at the Grant County Jail. 31-year-old Richard Lambert of Moses Lake was found unresponsive by corrections deputies after he didn't show up for breakfast Tuesday morning. The Grant County Coroner's Office says the autopsy is completed and they're waiting for toxicology results. No cause of death has been released. President Biden has issued a major disaster declaration for a number of counties across Oregon impacted by wildfires this past summer. Umatilla County will now receive federal help for wildfires last year between July 10th and August 23rd. The declaration triggers the release of federal funds from FEMA to help communities in those counties recover. The Hanford Guard Union and Hanford Mission Integration Solutions are back at the negotiating table. It's the first time since HMIS sent over the best and final offer. A federal mediator was on hand at the negotiating table, and the union is expected to vote today. We'll keep you updated. All right, so the Goodbye Blimp is celebrating 100 years in flight. To mark the milestone, Goodyear has appearances planned in more than 100 cities throughout the Northwest, North America, and Europe at sporting events and festivals.
Goodyear kicked things off Wednesday, appearing at the 111th Rose Bowl game, a tradition since 1965. And I think all of us who've watched college football over the years can identify that blimp at all the big games.
All right, well, let's take a look at our weather forecast.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about this morning. You can see it's still snowing at the very least. That's light snow in Toppenish. This view coming courtesy of the Legends Casino and Hotel. I'd say there's probably been a trace to an inch of snow in the Yakima Valley so far this morning. Probably a couple inches on the Kittitas Valley floor, but that area of snow is shrinking as snow levels are rising. So eventually later this morning, we're expecting a transition back to rain. You can see temperatures on the valley floor just ever so slightly above freezing for this morning, so that's going to curb accumulations as well. And we're watching that potential for ice in Morrow County too.
And lots of rain. Thanks for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find the latest on our website.
Yep, GMA is up next.
Have a great day.